want to kind of get your thoughts, what you saw from the Ohio State series from them. They played pretty well last weekend.
Well, I thought they played pretty well against us too. I mean, they're not your old Minnesota Gophers the way they play. I mean, they're much more structured defensively. They're still a great transition team and got a lot of offensive depth. But, they're just really, they frustrated Ohio State in their building just by the high trap that they play in the neutral zone. And then in the defensive zone, they're blocking a lot of shots. We're accustomed to seeing that over the last month. But, they're really good in their neutral zone and their defensive zone, and that's what leads to transition for them.
Are there a couple of things that stand out from the first time we played Minnesota that stuck with you?
Well, I mean, for me, I thought that for the Friday night game, I thought we played much better on Saturday night. Probably should have won that game, but I thought that Friday night, we didn't manage the puck real well through the neutral zone, and they were using the same system basically that we're watching on film that they do so well. We just have to control the puck through the neutral zone better. That was the biggest thing, and then trying to get pucks through. And then when you do get them through, I mean, they got good goaltending. Robson's played really well. Sherhorn played well against Ohio State. I'm not sure who we'll see for sure, but they just they're probably right on the cusp of going on a bit of a roll. I mean, beating Ohio State twice in their building when they're trying to clinch the league is a big statement for them.
In terms of Torey Della, what he's meant for you the last couple of years, he's added a little more offense to his game, getting power play time. Could you evaluate where he is?
Well, I mean, he's a defender, but he's also got good enough hands and visual ability to make a play. Good defensemen have that ability to see the ice and make a play, and he's always had that. But he's more of a stay-at-home type of defender, but he has the offensive ability to be able to break us out of our zone or to make a play through the neutral zone or make a good play at the point in the offensive zone. So he's got the visual skills to be a point guy on the power play, which is, allowed us to utilize him because, we need a right-handed guy on the power play. We've got obviously Peaks playing on the top unit, but, he gives us a good second guy there, at least for this year. I mean, he's done a good job there.
Finally, I'm not asking this question because of changing the lines up on center. I'm just kind of asking in general, when you decide to make a drastic change like that from one game to the next, is there something that you're looking for when you do something like that? I mean, is it more of a shakeup for the players more than anything else?
Well, frankly, it was, when we made that move from moving Malmquist to left wing, it really created a void at center for us. But with the success of that line with Michael Leary and Michael Graham, it's really hard to break that back up. They've given us a lot of offense over the last month, mostly on the power play, but they've given us good offense with that group, and it's, and I've talked to Dylan about it too. He doesn't, he prefers to play center, but right now with that line, the way they're playing, because they're all instinctive players, he'd rather stay there. So it has created a void for us there. Is it like a potential first, second line center, and we tried Jack there. He's been playing injured, and it's been hard for him to make that transition. I tried Pavanka with, I thought he did a nice job with, Cal Burke, but, we're going to need to have fairly balanced lines against Minnesota, so you'll see different lines again on Friday.
Okay, and one final, you kind of build on something. You were talking about Michael Leary. Just the last 4 weeks, his production has increased playing with new guys. Sometimes when a guy goes from the bottom six to the top six, does it give them an extra boost of confidence? Does that something to do with his success recently too?
Michael had a tough first half. I think his expectations were too high, and then his confidence dropped off. We were hoping that he'd take a step this year, and it didn't happen until after Christmas. I thought he started playing much better. Even though he was still the third line center, he was playing much better. He had some great moments in the first half, against UNO. There was another game, I believe, against Michigan State that he had a really good game. I mean, he's played with Michael Graham pretty much for the most of the season. But the thing is that moving Malmquist there after the injuries, all of a sudden really showed that he's got more than just, his defensive game. We've always known he's got pretty good instincts, He's got a big body. You know, one of his weaknesses is not being strong over the puck all the time for a big guy. But he's gotten better at it, and you know, with his playmaking ability and having two more guys similar to him playing on his line, has created a little bit of a chemistry set with those three guys.
Did Morrison play a little bit better on Saturday night for you?
Yeah, he did.
He got the message?
Yep.
Do you think about putting him back out left wing with Burke and Povanka, or do you think maybe you might want to leave Tyson there?
Well, Tyson's playing very well for us now too. So you know, it's probably, like I said, it's probably more a matter of trying to create balance on our top 3, 4, actually all 4 lines, because Minnesota's got 4 really good lines. Their 4th line's more of a crash line, but they're still an effective line. But they've got 3 really strong lines, and they're very balanced. And the lines are probably geared more towards being balanced than they are specific chemistry.
Where are you a better team than the last time you played Minnesota? Where do you think you can improve?
Well, I'm hoping that every time we play a team, you hope that they learn some specific lessons, and we as coaches do too. I mean, I think that our consistency offensively has gotten a little better because we've gotten a little bit of depth scoring from Povanka and Tyson. You know, a few guys like that certainly helps. Morrison coming back, he was out for almost a month, so it's taken him a little longer to get reacclimated to playing the game. And Burke, same thing with being out for a couple of weeks. I think that hopefully now, after the last 4 games, that everybody's on full go, and hopefully that we can develop some sort of consistency in our entire lineup as opposed to just 1 or 2 lines.
From a coach's standpoint, the way the season has gone with everybody, every game being big as you move down toward the end of the season, how does that wear on you?
Well, I mean, the first half, I thought, we had a pretty good first half. I mean, it's really been more about after Christmas break. That month of January really hurt us. Our lack of consistency, probably more from an offensive perspective than anything else. I think that, the goaltending's been pretty good. Our defensive game's been pretty good, but it's just been the inconsistency offensively. And that's what's really cost us here in the second half. It's, the funny thing is like nothing in the second half, our numbers are actually better statistically than they were in the first half. Our power play's been better. Our penalty kill's been better. We've been averaging just as many or more shots per game. And the same thing with shots against. We haven't given up more, but we've been losing more games. And to me, that's just our inability to score goals. Even though we have chances, we're not putting the puck in the net.